Alright guys, check this out. Today on the channel, we've got another security camera from Aosu. This is the D1 SE sent over for me to share with you guys here today. So before we tear into it, let's have a quick look at the box here. We've got live view and recording history, ultra high def video, real-time notifications, two-way talk, and smart motion alerts. We've even got the QR code right there. You're going to want to scan that to download the Aosu app, which is available on the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. What else we got here? 360-degree panoramic view, motion-activated LED spotlights, full-color day and night vision, security siren, and weather-resistant design. It's rated IP65, so really that's it, guys. Let's tear into it and let's see what's included in the box here. We've got a 24/7 monitoring Aosu security sticker. Always like getting those. Mounting bracket, mounting hardware, power adapter here. Going to plug that into a power outlet, and then that end will plug into the camera, into that pigtail right there. And then we've got the quick start guide. They always do a great job with their manuals. There we go, what's included, product overview. There's the QR code again for the Aosu app. You want to maybe download that now before we move into the next step where I'm going to show you how to pair this camera to the app. And also my installation guide as well in here. Very well done. So let's pull in the D1 SE. Nice looking camera here, guys. Dual antennas. It's going to run off 2.4 gigahertz. Like I mentioned, there's your pigtail to plug your power adapter into. We've got pan, tilt, lens cover here, 3K camera. We've got a nice spotlight ring around the camera on this one. Also going to have your microphone there, indicator light, and your infrared light, all built within the center here. On the underside, we've got a little rubber cover here. Let's just pull that out. There we go. And that's going to have your reset button and your micro SD slot under there, and a nice cover to keep it all watertight. And other than that, guys, your bracket will get screwed, and we'll show you how to install this as well. But your bracket screwed to wherever you're mounting it, camera slips over, and it's just going to lock into place. Nice and simple, just like that. And then a little tab here to release it if you need to release it. Okay, before we power up the camera here, I do need to put an SD card in there. Now it'll handle up to 128 gig card. I have a 32 here, what I'll be using, but there we go. We'll just put that plug back in. Now, I'm going to plug in the power adapter just beneath the bench here, and plug the other end into the pigtail coming off the camera. And we should see a green light. Yeah, right there. You see that green light? That lets us know we have power. I'm just going to put it upside down, so if it decides it wants to spin and move and do whatever it needs to do during startup, it can do that without any restrictions. All right, we've got the camera powered up. Now it's time to add it to the app. So we're going to go into the Aosu app, and this will actually be the fourth camera that I have that we're going to add to this system. We're going to start by hitting the plus symbol in the upper right hand corner, and we're just going to go through right away. It's detecting the camera, so we'll hit add. Go into your Wi-Fi. Now you can see right here, I mentioned earlier, it needs to work off of a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi for these cameras to work. And you're also going to want to make sure that the device you're using to set this up, I'm using my phone, also needs to be connected to the home Wi-Fi that the camera is going to be paired to get it set up. So Wi-Fi name, mine's already inputted, my password's already inputted. We're going to hit continue.
The camera is connecting to your Wi-Fi network. It may take a moment. Please wait for a while. Save settings successfully.
So it was that easy, guys. And I'm also getting an email from Aosu right away. So that's how easy it is to set up, guys. The other thing that you might have to do if it doesn't pair just like that is you might have to scan the QR code in the app. But for me, I didn't have to do that. We were good to go. And we can see right here, connected successfully. Alright, so we're going to name this. It's actually going to be at my front door. So we'll hit done. Now, you got two options for storage. You have your local storage, which is the micro SD card, and that's what I'll be using. But they also offer cloud storage, and you can check that all out in the app. I personally prefer to use the local storage. It just works better for me, but they do, I believe, have a free option for cloud storage as well. So now, firmware update. Always recommend you update the firmware, so we're going to do that right now and just make sure that we have the most up-to-date firmware loaded on this camera, so we will have no issues when we go to use it. That's how easy it is to pair the D1 SE with the app, get it up and running. Firmware upgrade is complete. Hit that play button and you're going to see it's almost instant. It connects to the camera. So we're actually going to back out of there right now. It's time to go get the camera installed, so we're going to go do that. That's only going to take a few minutes to get installed, and then we'll come back here and we'll check out some of the functions and features of the camera, and then so now we've got the camera installed. Let's have a quick look at the app. So we'll go into the Aosu app, and there's the front door right there. Hit that play button, and you can see almost instant it connects to the camera. We can move the camera around, up, down. Now, above that, we need to generate a panorama. So we're just going to click that, and we'll let it generate a panorama. What this is good for now, if we want to move the camera, we can just move it just by touching that panoramic image there. Wherever you touch, the camera is going to go. And you can see it's very responsive. Nice. On the bottom here we have a few icons. We have the light icon. That's just going to turn your ring spotlight on and off. And that spotlight, guys, is advertised at 400 lumens, so it's going to be plenty bright on my front porch here. Beside that, tone, that's going to disguise your voice. If you're having a two-way conversation with somebody and you want your voice to be disguised, you would hit that tone. Your talk button is next to that. So it's going to be a two-way conversation with your normal voice. And beside that is your alarm. You would hit that. That's going to enable the alarm, the siren. It's got quite a loud siren on this one. And then we got more beside that. What do we have? Voice alert. So somebody walks up to your door and you can just, these are pre-recorded messages. You can just hit that, and that pre-recorded message is going to be coming through on the camera to whoever's at your porch there. And we have tracking. Right now I have tracking enabled. You can turn it off or turn it on. And this tracking is a great feature that is offered in the Aosu app here. It's very sensitive. It works quite well. There's no delay with it. We've tested it out, and I am very happy with how the tracking works on this one. Now I'm just going to turn that off for a moment, and then we're going to go to calibrate. Now what calibrate does, if your camera is not functioning properly, it's not moving properly, hit that calibration button there, and you just see it's going to just go through and calibrate itself, and you should be up and running with no issues. There we go, calibration finished. Now here's one that I have not had on my other cameras yet. This is called Cruise, and I believe what this does, I'm going to enable it here, tap the set, auto cruise, schedule camera auto patrol that fully monitors your host. So very cool. So you can have panoramic cruise, and what that does, it'll basically just kind of scroll through our panoramic image there and cruise back and forth, or you can have spot cruise. Now I believe spot cruise, we'll turn it on here, spot cruise. Yeah, so spot cruise, say I wanted to, I'm going to just move it to where I want it. We're going to add a spot. So I want to, right there. That's my first spot for the spot cruise. I'm going to move on to the second spot and say I wanted to look right there. And actually you can put the location name as well. I'm not going to bother. And then let's go over, maybe I want to cruise over here to the other side. Go down a bit. And right there. So that is awesome, guys. That is an awesome feature. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like we can have, no, you can keep going. Here, I'm going to do this one more time, right there. And there we go. So it looks like you can have 4 inputs there for spot cruising. Okay, we'll back out of that. And you can set up your period. So between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., it's going to cruise through those points that I just set in there. And it'll just kind of keep moving. And I believe there is some info on the listing that says, I believe it's every 60 minutes. I might be wrong. I'll put it up on the screen. I believe it's every 60 minutes that it's going to move from one point to the next point. It might be less than that, but regardless, it's an awesome feature. I'm actually going to turn it off because I don't really need it, but I am going to go back and turn auto tracking on because the way I want this set up, and I'm just going to hit the panoramic image there, I want it set up right about there. I'm just going to back out. That way somebody walking up my walkway from either side, they'll follow them right to the door or wherever they decide to go. The icons beneath the live feed here, we'll check those out now, starting with the playback button. And you can either select local or cloud. We're not using cloud storage, so we've got our local storage with the micro SD card we've inserted into the camera. And what we have here along the timeline, guys, along here is anything in dark blue, those are motion detections. Anything in light blue is just, it's still recording. And that's what sets the D1 SE apart from other cameras I've had on the channel. It has the ability to record 24/7 continuous recording. It'll highlight the areas that have motion detection, as you can see there, or you can scroll down at the bottom here and select the individual detections like that, or just scroll along. You can see how well that tracking works as well. You can see how far I'm away. The tracking worked great there. And when it's done detecting the motion, it's going to reset to the initial position. You can see right now it's resetting to where I had it set up. So that works great, guys. We're going to back out of there now. Now the next one, currently on ultra high def, we can change that to standard def. Now we'll get into the Wi-Fi signal strength. I knew this location had great signal strength because I've had cameras set up in this location before. So it can handle ultra high def. If your signal strength is a little bit weaker and you're finding the video a little bit laggy or taking its time to connect, you might want to use standard def. Now beside that is our video icon. Now we're recording. So move it around here a bit. So you can initiate a recording through the app. And where it says it has been on the edge, that just means we've reached the limits of the motion of the camera. Okay, so we're going to stop that. We'll look at that in a moment. Stored in the albums. Now, beside that, I believe this is going to be for taking pictures. Yeah, it's just a screenshot saved to the photo album. We'll take a couple screenshots here. Let's look down that way. Perfect. Now I've got the volume turned down on my phone right now, but if you wanted to hear, you could just, you can see we can mute it. There's really not much to hear. It's quiet out there right now. You can somewhat hear traffic coming. There we go. Right, let's check out the settings now. You're going to click the gear icon in the upper right hand corner. You can see the camera, you can turn it on and off, you can share your device, AI surveillance. So you got human detection, intrusion. Now what intrusion is, if you enabled that, we would have to set up a custom period as well as a zone, I believe. So detection zone, you would have to set that up. And you just do that by just kind of add region, set it up. Now if anybody that came into there, you can set it up for the alarm to go off, for the siren to go off. Now I'm going to delete that. I don't need that for where I have it set up. And we'll turn that off, but it's definitely good to have, especially if you have the camera set up where you know, you're not expecting people or people shouldn't be. Vehicle detection, parking guard. So I guess if you had it set up near one of your parking spots, you could set that up. Lawn surveillance, pet detection. So that's pretty cool, all the AI surveillance options you have there. Detection settings. I have it enabled right now, motion detection. And I have it to detect humans, detect animals, detect vehicles, track motion, and then sensitivity. Sensitivity, we'll leave it where it's at. Seemed to work good when I was testing it out. Auto cruise. Now, we already went over auto cruise here. I currently have it disabled, but it's definitely a cool option to have. We have notification settings, so you want to receive push notifications. So I always leave that on, and that notification is going to come straight to your device. Alright, local recording mode. Now here's where it is, guys. All-time recording. That's your 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's going to record to your SD card. Or if you don't want that and you just want to record by event, you just click that. So anytime it detects motion, it's going to just record when it detects motion. I actually like that feature, the 24/7. So we're going to leave that on. And then general settings, video audio, your smooth mode, or that's your SD mode, 3K, ultra high def. Night vision, intelligent night vision, turn off the infrared light or automatic switching based on ambient light level. So we're going to leave it at that. Two-way speaker camera volume, you can turn that up and down. Record sound, perfect. Alright, moving along here, we have light settings. Now you can delay turning off the lights and set your time there, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes. After a motion detection, when those lights turn on, that's how long it's going to take for them to turn off. I think 60 seconds is fine. Manual lighting duration and your brightness adjustment. That's cool. We'll leave it on full brightness. Schedule sleep, LED status light. You can turn that status light on and off. Beneath that, it's going to be compatible with Amazon Alexa or Google Home. And then your basic settings, time settings, about the device, firmware updates. Well, we've already updated the firmware. As you can see, latest version is already installed. Quick start. This is going to get you all set up. We've already gone through all this, but there we go. Recording mode, skip, mounting locations, all here, guys. Sharing device with the family. Done. So what do we have? Reconnect Wi-Fi. I guess if you drop Wi-Fi, it's going to show you how to get reconnected. Alright, what's next here? Other settings. Save events as snapshot, on or off. And restart device and remove
guys,
device. I think we're going to get ready to wrap this one up for today with the D1 SE. Thanks again to Aosu for sending this out for me to share with you guys. Now, if you want to see a more in-depth review of the app with more in-depth testing of all the functions and features, I'll leave a card above right now. But for today, that's it, guys. You want to get some more info on the D1 SE or even grab one for yourself, links are down below in the description. Check it out there, and we'll see you on the next one.